Let's create another new grid. So again, inside your Flipgrid account, in the My Grids tab, you will find the new grid blue button underneath My Grids, Hours and Engagement Facts. Just simply click on the new grid to get started. This will launch the grid launchpad. All right, so this time we're going to take a look at the next type of grid community, and that is the student ID list. This is perfect if you are working with littles or students who struggle with entering their school email address. So let's click on Student ID List underneath Grid Community Type. Again, we're going to give a specific name for our grid community for our students. And I can either use the generated flip code or I can create my own unique flip code. And Flipgrid will tell me if my flip code is available or not. I can also personalize the grid by choosing a stock photo for the banner as well as the icon, or I can select the little picture icon here to upload a photo or a graphic that I have created for my grid. And again, I'm simply going to click Next. All right, so for the student ID list, we want to protect our student videos by limiting the grid access. To limit the grid access in the student ID list community type, we can upload a CSV file with student info. That student info would include student's first name, last name, and an identifier, which would be their ID. Now, what's really handy about this, for added security, you are not obligated to enter in students' official or legal first name and last name. You could always enter in a nickname, or maybe the first few letters of their first name, first few letters of their last name. If you leave the identifier blank, Flipgrid will actually generate random ID numbers. So again, to add your student list, you could always upload a CSV file that you've already created. I can go ahead and download a template to help me get started. Let me just grab that template to show you what it looks like. Here we go. Once you've filled in this template, you would just simply save it as a CSV file, and then you can upload it to Flipgrid. Or you can always enter in names one at a time here below. So I'm going to go ahead and enter in a couple of students' names. Remember that if I leave the identifier blank, a random ID will be generated. Let's go ahead and click Next. In addition to generating a random ID number, a QR code has also been generated. Let's download this student list, and I'll open it up to show you what it looks like so you can see the student's name, their randomly generated ID number, as well as the QR code. Students can simply enter in the flip code and then scan this QR code to verify their account to access the grid. Next, I'll click Launch My Grid. All right, let's view this grid as a student. So again, notice that my student can either enter in their student ID or they can scan their QR code simply by clicking on the QR code symbol. Let's go back to the grid from the teacher perspective. Again, you can customize this grid, adding more privacy settings and changing more features. You can choose to share the grid, but for now, I'm going to simply click All Set.